Joey Gallo is on fire right now. There was an article that was out by Jeff Passan talking about the spin rates being down a little bit, and Joey Gallo is really taking advantage of that. How much do you say, well, the spin rates are down a little bit, and that's why Joey Gallo is taking off, or Joey Gallo is just totally locked in right now, and that has very little to do with it?
I think it's a little bit of both. I sat down Joey right away when the memo came out, and they said they were going to start punishing guys or start really cracking down on it. This is a week or two before we actually made that decision to suspend guys or have to check guys. And I just was really honest with him. I said, listen, for a guy who has a tendency to swing and miss in the zone, I know he's been working hard on a lot of things. So this is not just all of a sudden we make that change and now Joey starts hitting. He's put in a ton of work, and he was already trending upwards in making some adjustments and figuring some things out. But, when you take that little edge off the top of the zone where it's, the ball has a little extra, whether that equates to an inch, rise on that ball or vertical movement, or maybe even on the breaking ball that, an inch or two that ends up down below the zone instead of, maybe hanging up in the zone. If that's all Joey needs, I mean, you see how many balls that Joey fouls off, before. And maybe now those balls are actually going forward in the air, off his barrel. They don't come back. And I think that's maybe gave him a lot of hope. And, I think it was a perfect storm of things happening. He was in a really good mindset, a really good place mentally, a really good place physically. And I think it was just once they made that decision and you saw the spin rates and stuff go down a little bit throughout the league, Joey's, his confidence obviously came up. And, since then, man, he's been it's unfortunate that the All-Star voting is coming to an end because he deserves to be an All-Star with the way he's playing right now.
Well, and a lot of the hype, and understandably so, for the team has been behind getting folks to vote for Adolis Garcia for All-Star. And we've talked about Gibson being an All-Star, but do you think he should start the All-Star game? Because his numbers this season have been ridiculous.
You can make an argument. I mean, listen, I don't. Yeah, I mean, he's got the best ERA in the American League. And you're talking about some pretty big names. And he's going upwards, and some of those guys are going downwards. So it's he's trending up for sure. This guy has had a remarkable year, especially the way this year started. If you take away that opening day start, man, he's sub-2, pretty much dominant in every category. So it's been fun to watch. And obviously we all know Gibby and love Gibby and know what this guy's all about as a human being and just the work he's put in. I think that's what is so gratifying to see a guy who truly, as an older player, was open to so many things to adjust and make the necessary changes that he needed to be successful. And he's just an absolute gem, man. Guys like that are hard to find. But yes, I would agree. You can make an argument 100% that he should start the game.
Woody, last thing for you. I know that during this week, Willie Calhoun gets hit by another pitch, and it is going to take away, I'm assuming, the majority of the rest of this season. How bad do you feel for him? And then what can you do to kind of keep him going and have him back and be a really good player for you next year or at the end of this season?
Yeah, my heart breaks, man. I feel terrible for the kid. He's been through a lot the last couple of years, and, this is just another thing. But I'm really proud of him. Talking to him, especially right after it happened, and then seeing him the next day, kind of obviously talking to him, the last couple of days, and just kind of, really encouraged our entire organization, our players, our staff to just keep reaching out to him. But he's handled it like a pro, man. He's handled it, the best way I could imagine, honestly, for a guy who's, been snake bit the last couple of years. But he's going to need our support. And listen, he's not, he'll be back. I think that's something that he had to learn how to pride himself on and have to work hard to get back. And for some reason, this is his journey, and he's just got to kind of keep fighting. And he'll be okay on the other end of it. But it's just right now, it's just trying to stay positive.